So August was certainly a quiet month for the Knicks as literally nothing happened. Like the only news that came out was Melo being on the Legend Edition cover and his new jab step is in 2K. Like outside of that, there was nothing. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at all the realistic options for the Knicks assigned to their final roster spot. In the next couple of weeks, of course, we're gonna get to see training camp. We're gonna see the preseason October 2nd, which kicks off against Philly. But the further we get in September, the closer we'll get to the truth of the rotations for the Knicks. Who's starting? Who's that final roster spot going to be? Again, actual news. But for this one, to start off September, I want to show you guys everyone that's in play for the Knicks and who I personally think they should sign for that final roster spot, and we'll rank them in order. I've never done this before live, but why the hell not? So immediately I'm going to take Malik Beasley and I'm going to put him all the way at the bottom. Now, this isn't because of his ability. It's just because the Knicks don't really have much to offer him. Other teams have way more to offer, whether that be opportunity or money or both. So I'll put Beasley at the bottom. If we're going off of who I'd want the most, I'd put Beasley right next to Ben Simmons at number one. We'll put him at the bottom. We'll be realistic. Now we've got Malcolm Brogdon. Would the Knicks bring in an injury history type of guy? 32 years old. Last season, his three ball percentage was down. But previous couple of seasons, Brogdon was at 40% or better. Certainly, he'd be an upgrade over Tyler Kolek, who's still trying to develop and find his way in the league. I don't think this is realistic, which is what I want this video to be. So I'll put Brogdon right ahead of Malik Beasley. Now we've got Ben Simmons. The Knicks, reportedly for months at this point, have been in on Ben Simmons. He still hasn't signed. Originally, there was two teams. Now it's like five teams. I could see this happening. I just think Ben probably would want a bigger role than the Knicks because I don't know if he'd play every night for us is kind of my thing because we've got Yabusele and Josh Hart. I hope Mitch starts. I don't know if Mitch will. But if Mitch does start, and then you've got Hart, Yabusele, and Ben, what exactly is his role here? What about Pacome Dadier and Ariel Hukporti? And I don't know. I'll put Ben at the top right now because it's been reported that there's mutual interest, and I want Ben the most of these players just because of his size and defense, which is what I think the Knicks need. Every team needs size and defense, but especially a team like the Knicks is come playoff time, I'd love to just be like, okay, let's play Ben more because our rotations don't look that great. When you've got Cat and Brunson, you need defense around them. You can play matchups if we do have to face off against the Bucks. Well, okay, now you've got Mitch and Mikhail and OG and Ben. It's a lot of flexibility right there. Alec Burks, if Tibbs was still the coach, I'd probably put him pretty highly here. Can shoot the three ball. I don't know. I don't think Burks is even good enough to make a rotation. That's just kind of where I'm at. I'm going to put Alec Burks behind Alec Burks. I'm actually going to change this up. I'm going to put Alec Burks at the very bottom. I'm going to swap Malik Beasley ahead of Brogdon because I could honestly see Beasley signing here more than Brogdon because Beasley would get he would be getting vets minimum, but he'd be playing in New York, a chance to compete for a championship. But if he balls out in New York, he's going to get a huge bag next season. I'll put Beasley. Yeah, that's good. Who's next on the list? Seth Curry. Ooh, Seth's going to be on the thumbnail. I've made my boy made the thumbnail before this was even recorded. Seth Curry. We're talking about a guy who shot 45.6% from three last season. It was only 2.7 attempts per game. And he basically just doesn't shoot under 40% from three. That's just crazy to think about. I just don't know if this is necessarily realistic, though, because how would Seth fit in with Jalen Brunson, Deuce McBride, and we got Tyler Kolek? I don't know how I feel about the fit here. This is the thing about when the Knicks are paying all their big-time players the entire salary. So it's like you have to keep Dadier. You've got to keep Tyler Kolek. You've got to keep Ariel Hukporti. You have to keep these young players, and certainly we're going to also be carrying. We're going to use that second round exception on the guy we drafted in this year's draft. Yeah, so there's just guys who are on the team but aren't going to play, or at least are rarely going to play unless it's like a blowout or something or an injury. Seth would be perfect for like the outlook of this team because he can shoot and you can never have enough shooting. But with the final roster spot, I don't see this realistic at all. I'd be shocked. This is the first time I've even mentioned Seth Curry on the channel. I've had him in my notes and I've had him researched, but I never made a video. So I'm gonna put him. I think the Knicks would sign Brogdon before Seth Curry. I can pretty much promise you that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But from just what I've read during the summer, the Knicks do want playmaking, and that Curry would just provide shooting. I think they'd sign Curry over Alec Burks, though, to be honest with you. Next up is Monty Morris. Doesn't turn the ball over, good insurance, could be a solid ball handler. I don't know. I mean, I still think the Knicks would sign him over Curry. So I'll put him below Brogdon, but they wouldn't. I don't know why the Knicks would sign him over Brogdon unless they just wanted like absolute consistency, but I'd rather have the upside with Brogdon. DeLon Wright. See, this is like the opposite of Seth Curry is Deuce and Wright pair so well together. He already's played here, so there's familiarity. Would the Knicks bring him back? I don't. He's a very good defender. I like this move. I truly do, especially after what we saw in the playoffs. I'm gonna put DeLon right ahead of Brogdon and below Malik Beasley. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put Wright below. Technically, I think Wright is more likely than Beasley, but just given the fact that there's mutual interest between Beasley, we don't know anything about Wright in the Knicks. Beasley's an incredible shooter. I'll do that. And then Landry Shamet is gonna cap off this video. I'm gonna put Landry Shamet as number 1, and I've said this for months on the channel. Now, don't be surprised if it's Shamet. So yeah, we've got the list. Let me elaborate on that though, and then we'll go over the list. So yeah, the thing with Landry Shamet is there's mutual interest about him and the Knicks having that final roster spot. From what I got from the Knicks is that they were gonna try to sign like a Malik Beasley or a Ben Simmons, and if they couldn't get it done, they were gonna bring back Shamet. Very good shooter, capable defender. Effort is a big thing, and Shamet certainly provides that. I like Landry Shamet. He was great in the preseason. Then he got hurt. Then he came back, and he's just consistent. He loves to be here. He loves being a Knick. And he makes almost too much sense. When you think of a final roster spot, Landry Shamet's like the definition of it. And I know that might sound like, I'm not trying to say he's like a back-end bench guy, but when you just want one more player, you want someone who can stretch the floor, who's tough, who's a dog, who can defend, who sort of feeds into that New York energy. So my list is going to be Landry Shamet, and this is in order of like what I think is going to happen. So I think it's Shamet, Ben Simmons, Malik Beasley, DeLon Wright, Malcolm Brogdon, Monty Morris, Seth Curry, and Alec Burks. If we're going off of who I'd want, it would be Ben Simmons, Malik Beasley, Landry Shamet, Malcolm Brogdon, DeLon Wright, Seth Curry, Monty Morris, and then Alec Burks. I think that makes the most sense here. The Knicks should either be bringing in a wing who can defend or just like a pure sharpshooter. But the thing about a pure sharpshooter is you still have to complement them in with the rest of the guards. Because, again, the Knicks have Kolek, Deuce, and Brunson. Those are our point guards. So if you bring in like Seth Curry, like he doesn't fit that at all. Like DeLon Wright honestly makes so much sense. Our team last year was perfect. Like Deuce, Wright, Shamet. But get rid of Campaign and then bring in somebody better at that point. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Let me know your guys' thoughts though. It's your boy Nick Daly. I'm about to sign out. Peace.